Morning, good day, 803, 14 degrees right now at Calgary International, 17 degrees in some parts of the city this morning. Good morning, everyone. A 16-year-old boy is now accused of Calgary's 21st murder of the year. The victim is a 49-year-old woman. She was found dead in a home in the southeast community of Albert Park on Saturday. An autopsy confirming she is a murder victim. Investigators, though, are not releasing her cause of death. The teen is charged with second-degree murder. We cannot tell you the name of the accused because his identity is protected under the Youth Criminal Justice Act. We also cannot tell you the name of the victim either.
We can't identify the victim or the suspect, and therefore we cannot discuss the relationship between the two to protect the identity of the youth.
There are reports this morning that the teen accused is the victim's son. Police are not confirming that allegation. In the community of Brentwood, the home where our city's worst mass killing happened is now up for sale. 5 university students were stabbed to death, murdered during an end-of-the-school party back in April of this year in a house along Butler Crescent Northwest. The real estate listing for the house makes no mention of the multiple murder, and the real estate listing does not have to. The Calgary Real Estate Board says in the case of stigmatized properties like crime scenes or marijuana grow-op locations, realtors do not have to mention the history of the home. Realtors only have to mention if there is a structural or safety defect. Based on the principle of buyer beware, the law says you should get all of the answers to your own questions before you sign on the dotted line to buy a property. The Brentwood murder house, by the way, is listed for $489,000. A Calgary dog owner is facing charges this morning after a Labrador cross bites a young boy in the face. The 7-year-old was playing with the animal in the backyard of a home in the northeast community of Temple. The child's parents were not there at the time, the boy needing stitches to his lip. A similar incident earlier this month, also seeing a young boy attacked by a dog as well. We're all being reminded by experts not to leave children and dogs alone. Ultimately, though, it's the dog's owner that's responsible.
It's imperative that all children are supervised when they are out with the animal. Never leave children unattended.
In this case, the owner of the Labrador Cross is facing charges. The dog has also been seized, and it's up to a judge now to decide the fate of the animal. The Alberta government admitting it broke its promise to freeze salaries for top managers and has instead given them a 7% pay raise. That'll boost the salary for top civil servants to more than $300,000 a year by 2016. Cabinet quietly approving the senior manager pay increase last week. Of course, the PC party is in the middle of a leadership race right now. The winner will become premier in the fall. Here's what candidates have to say about the latest revelation.
On year 1, I'll do what is the cheapest option for taxpayers. Year 2 and 3, I will stick with the initial commitment of no increases. You lead by example.
A promise was made to Albertans to freeze the wage increases of senior officials, and that promise wasn't kept. You can't call that a good thing. When I'm premier, one of my goals is to make it so that when government makes a promise, that Albertans expect that government will do everything in its power to keep that promise.
Leadership candidate Jim Prentice was not available for an on-camera interview, but in a statement he did say he'll reinstate the pay freeze should he become premier this fall. The opposition Wild Rose Party says the move is proof the PC party's culture of entitlement still exists.
BT's Market Report is brought to you by RRP, specializing in engineering, procurement, and construction management. Rapid Response Project, where every project matters.